Welcome back, everybody, to Death Stranding. We did a lot last time. We went to Area 2. Sam wants us to go look at the mirrors. There could be another cutscene. Let's see. We learned about Fragile and her issues with Higgs. We went to Area 2 and did a lot of different things. We also have a new fast travel system using Fragile's umbrella. And we found many a trucks. Many a trucks. It's very exciting. This time, we continue with learning more about the story and the world around us and explore some new areas. At least that's the plan. Come on, there's gotta be at least one where Higgs shows up, right? Left? Left. Gotta try one more. Let's check on BB. Also, we got a gun. Hooray! The Ebola gun. Which binds. Still have yet to use it though. There's a crate that I haven't used. Smoke grenades. There's just a lot of equipment that I haven't used yet that I should use. But we also got legs. That's important. Mail time. Lots of unopened mail. Here we go. Craftsman, you beat the mules without killing anyone? Dear Sam, our local mule chapter hasn't been causing any trouble of late. I guess that must be down to the lesson you taught them. Look, I know these guys are just victims, really, with all their obsessive compulsions or whatever, but the fact is they make life difficult. Someone had to confront them, and that's just what you did. Hats off to you, Sam. How about my tool, by the way? Did it come in handy? I guess it must be done. I guess it must have done, if you managed to get out of there without killing anyone. Mules, heroes or villains? Hey Sam, how's that bullet gun working out for you? Still haven't used it. You put it to good use yet? Nope. We're going to get to that point probably today. Listen, I've come up with a few more ideas for new gadgets since we last spoke, and Chiral Network makes it easy to share data. You can fabricate stuff pretty much anywhere. In fact, I might ask you to test them out for me sometime. It's in your interest too. What with you maybe having to go up against mules and whatever other crazies are out there. But if you do have to throw down, remember that mules just used to be like you. They were porters when the world went to hell. People trying to help people, and all that chaos and confusion would have been hailed as heroes if they hadn't gone crazy. They hadn't got bat poop in the brain. That's what most people think, me included. Though it I heard it might not be that simple. Maybe they started out as smugglers, and that's why they can navigate all kinds of hard country. Guys like that, well, something tells me they wouldn't be altruists at heart. Guess there's no way of knowing the truth of it now. Anyway, Sam, I doled out a few of those Hamanic grenades you brought me to some local porters, along with some blood bags. If they work as advertised, then our people might just be able to stand up to BTs if necessary. Could be a new beginning for the whole community. William Lake. Don't keep the others waiting. Hey Sam, can you tell how good it was? Can't tell you how good it was to see you coming over the water on that boat. First time we welcomed so much as a turd in. Wow, what? Must be 2 years now? Some folks were even saying everything east of Ground Zero must have been wiped out completely. The occasional message drifted in from HQ, but people, not at one. We'd half given up on the Cupid ever being finished on the second expedition. The whole shebang. And then you showed up, and the working Cupid to boot. Our knight in shining armor. Sorry, didn't mean to sound like I'm not grateful. I am, more than you know. Every single person has has been waiting for someone like you. I can speak today. Like most days, I can speak. Like you to come along, and there will be more waiting out west of here. A lot more. You best go find them. Gotta go the extra mile. Thanks again, Sam. You really came through for us today. Now you can tell me to mind my business if you like, but I couldn't help but notice that you've been getting better delivery evaluations lately. Looks like you know what you stand. Bridges. Let's try that one more time. Alright, the Bridges evaluation system will see you properly rewarded for providing that extra bit of service to make people happy. Yes, speaking of happy, I just remembered the time you first came here, at crossing Ground Zero. Too successful delivering cargo to its destination is your job, first and foremost, but people are demanding. They don't just their stuff carried from A to B. They want a little more, special treatment, something that'll put a smile on their face. Yeah, I get it. A lot more work for you, tracking down lost cargo, returning items to their rightful owners, and it's not really part of the job description either. But you better get used to it because standards are changing and people are only going to expect more from their porters. Anyways, it's usually worth your while, going above and beyond in a good way to rack up plenty of likes, and hell, sometimes you end up doing it without even realizing you did. I'm serious. Next time you complete an order, take a closer look at your results, see if there isn't a symbol next to your likes, which indicates that you got them for performing optional extras. You might be surprised it may all seem like a hassle right now, Sam, but you can never have too many likes. Who all about preppers? Made rounds of local preppers when I first arrived here with Bridges. There should have been some interviews floating around that the records seem to transcribe. Take a look if you get a chance. We were mainly sounding out the situation on the ground, trying to convince them to join the UCA. Of course, where we already suspected they weren't the type to follow the herd. Why else would they be out there? Still, we found the odd community-minded soul among them. Not all were holed up in the shelters by chance. Some were running from something, others had been born into the life. Getting the few we did to throw their lot with the UCA was a pain in the booty. Though didn't help that the chiral network wasn't up and running back then either. All we could do was put the parts in place and promise they were going to work someday. And now they finally do, thanks to you. Could be the skeptics might finally come around. Now that we can show as well as tell, you keep up the good work, you hear? Get us all back on the grid. Okay. The engineer. It can't be easy for you out your own, Sam, but we need you for a few. Gonna try to keep courting. Price is strong. I've started a few experiments with the Evo Devo units you brought me. So far, things are going pretty well. I'm not quite at the stage where I can perfectly recreate objects, but I suspect that's only because the chiral network's coverage is still limited. The more places you bring online, the better my results, most likely. Anyway, I'll be submitting regular reports on my progress to Bridges. Rest assured, I'll keep at it. Incidentally, I've been taking an interest in Quadratic lately. These days, people tend to associate them with the BBs or think of them as BT's detectors, but they were originally designed as more all-purpose scanners for the dedication of people and various objects. Seems they've undergone quite a few changes over the years. By all accounts, many of the original features were cut at some point. One such feature would allow users to project holograms, which could be pretty useful, and another would utilize chiral connections to reconstruct past data for present data applications. I don't believe these features are lost forever, though. If we keep expanding the network, someone's bound to take the initiative and create new and improved versions of them. Anyway, I've taken up enough of your time, Sam. We should catch up in person one day. Alright. Peter Englert, a humble request for pizza. My dear Mr. Sam Bridges, it's an honor to make your acquaintance. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Peter Englert. After hearing so much about you, all good, I hasten to add, I simply could not resist the urge to initiate the correspondence. My request is of such great importance that I dare entrust it only to the man who delivers. My sister, bless her heart, has been feeling under the weather, and I fear there is only one thing that might restore the color of her cheeks: pizza. I wonder if you might be so kind as to collect some from Lake Knot City and deliver it to our humble abode. I am more than aware of the gravity and urgency of your westward journey, but if you could find it in your heart to squeeze us in, I'd be ever so grateful. Oh, and my dear sister is something of a ham lover. Please bear that in mind if you decide to oblige me. Oh, the quest for pizza. I joined the UCA from the Elder. You still out there fighting the good fight, kiddo? I tip my hat to you for that, and for bringing an old, was it Kurmangada? I can't say that. Curmudgeon? Sure, his medicine. I'm doing a whole lot better for it, much obliged. So in exchange for signing a contract with Bridges, I get meds and supplies delivered to my doorsteps. That's no different from the deal I made with Fragile Express. While I may not have full use of their networks of yours, I can access the weather data and news I need to make life easier than before. All that without my having to join the UCA. So what incentive is there to do so? I don't know. We have free cookies. That's our incentive. Jake from the Wind Farm. Tell Amelie we're true believers. Dear Sam, how's it going? Still heading west? We're rooting for you. We were part of the second group, so we never got to speak with Amelie face to face. Caught the occasional holo message, but that was about it. Still, every little bit helped to keep us going. She's just like her mother. Tough, clever, easy on the eye, too. Won't lie and say I didn't notice. But what really resonated with us was that fire she carries, the conviction, same as Bridget. Any one of us would have laid down our lives in the service to her vision. I suppose this is all a long-winded way of saying you ought to move on and meet her like we never get to. And when you do, tell her we're all still believers in the cause, and her mother. You'll do that, won't you? Oh, if you only knew what came of Bridget. Port Knot City, giving it everything. Hey Sam, I was thinking I ought to report back to you on how we're doing on over here. First things first, the chiral network blew my mind. It's so much better than what I was expecting. Latest news from Capital Knot City, way station dispatches, district center updates in real time without any lag whatsoever. What's more, we can now rely on generator power to keep us online. Now alone's a real game changer. We can send and receive all kinds of supplies too, even without the help of porters like you. As long as we got the few raw materials, the Chiral printer can provide us with most anything we need. You should see the skyline here. Cranes all over the place. The city's turned a corner, if you ask me. To be honest, it almost brings a tear to my eye to see how far we've come. Anyway, I'll stop rambling. The important thing is that we all get along much better than expected. Catch you later, Sam. This is a lie. I know it's not true. You may have said that, but I don't believe that you've actually done it. What's up? It's the original musical beat. How's it going, Sammy boy? So, like, my parents were musicians and researchers, right? Well, when I was little, my mom taught me something that stuck with me. She said that the first music humans ever had was sound of footsteps. Tempo, volume, intensity, all that stuff came from cavemen or whatever, mimicking the sound their feet made when they walked. Figures, right? Yeah? You know how you can't help but bob your head to the beat when you hear a tune? How, like, you can imagine all kinds of sights and sounds, and your soul just sings? It's all part of it, man. Oh, and that baby got you strapped on your chest? The sound of your footsteps is totally music to the little guy's ears, for sure. You gotta whistle and hum and stuff to get him to chill when he's freaked out too, right? There you go, music. It's totally primal. Walking on two legs made us human in the first place, then our two legs go and give us music too. It's pretty sweet when you think about it, and I'll bet it works all the other way too. Nor music nor humans. Whoa, that's pretty deep. Sure. My favorite guy, how you doing? Order delivered to Port Not Sorry. Sorry, Sam, I know you're a busy man, but I need you to deliver something to a guy named Victor in Port Not City. It's only right that he has it, not me. It's unique too, so chiral printing is not an option. If you can do your honors, I'll be so super grateful. I will actually do that on the side. I know I don't have to go to him, but I might as well see. Alright. Quick controls replacing smoke emitting decoy cargo. Left, select your thing, press circle to deploy. Cargo to place directly on the ground and or carried in your hands. Not throw it at people. Here's the package you want. Sam's battery. Equipment battery. Battery power is shared by all equipment, including his active skeleton. The battery is solar powered, so recharge in clear or cloudy weather. Facilities and major roads have their own power grid, meaning Sam's battery will not be drained while using them. Filling cargo high makes it hard to hide. Cargo piled high. No, piling. Piled too high on your back may render you unable to hide in tall grass. You need to either move some of it on your shoulders or set it down on the ground. But then I can't find it. Order delivery routes. If all mules in a mule are eliminated, mule area are eliminated, the area is safe to traverse once more. You may encounter porters who are have restarted making deliveries in the area. These porters will disappear should the route become dangerous. Cargo marked do not submerge. Cargo marked do not submerge will take damage when submerged in water. You will need to either take the long way around or to avoid deep water or cross it with a ladder or bridge. Or road. Building on road sites. Any structures built on the ground set aside from the road construction will be dismantled when the stretch of road is rebuilt. Now, the resources used to build or upgrade such structures will be returned to you. You may, however, receive a few likes by way of compensation. Roads. Once restored to their original state, roads make traveling vastly easier, particularly for vehicles. Add materials to auto pavers in order to rebuild roads. Working with others to rebuild roads. Roads completion progress and materials contributed toward it are shared between players, enabling everyone to work together to rebuild the highways and byways of the land. Controls for trucks. Accelerate, brakes, boost, jump. Driving through water. Vehicle battery consumption will greatly increase when driving through water. And then brake when battery is lost. Losing your balance when firing weapons. You can prioritize firing by opening the cufflinks and selecting options, control settings, keep balance, control sensitivity. That's fun. Active skeleton effects. Active skeleton effects remain active as long as you have battery remaining. L3 can be used to boost the skeleton's effects, but depletes battery more quickly. All active skeleton effects will cease when Sam's battery is depleted. The battery is solar powered and will slowly recharge in sunny cloudy weather. Recharge more quickly using a generator. Yeah. Fast travel, jumping with Fragile. Fragile can instantly transport you to any distribution center or safe house within the area covered by the Kylo network. Any items you are carrying will be placed in the private locker. The Bridge Link screen. Here you can view lists of players you have interacted with, along with their details. You can also further strengthen your connection to other players here through the formation of strand contracts. Forming a strand contract with player makes their structures and loss calculator easier to see. After using X to select view on records, use L1 R1 to switch between records. Strand contracts are available after reaching Bridge Link grade